How do you learn each individual Bluebook run? First of all, prepare the runs that you want to do today. Get the 4 runs from either your paper printouts or your paper book or from the actual app screen. Look at the 4 runs you want to do. Get your A to Z Premier wall map, the whole map. You need to be looking at the whole map, not pages from a map book. Stare at the map, find the start point of the very first point you want to do that day, and follow it through with your finger or with a dry white pen, drawing the route on. Do this for all 4 runs that you intend to drive that day. This is going to help you with your sense of direction and give you an understanding of the position of these individual areas. Now look at the map and find the location of where you live. Look at the very first point and find its location, and work out a very simple route from your home to the first point that you need to visit that day to start the runs. Look at the key areas you're going to pass on the way. Try to make the run use a route that you're kind of familiar with to some degree. You're not trying to learn the route, you're just trying to gain some sense of direction. If I get confused along the way, I will stop, I'll open up my map book, I'll read the map book and see why I'm confused, and then I'll carry on. Once I get to the start of the run, I take my map book out again, I take another look, I follow through the run with my finger, I'm looking at the turnings I want to take, and then you start driving. Drive the route slowly, take your time, look for the names of the roads you're about to turn into. So obviously on the first one you need to look for Highbury New Park. As you're driving slowly through the route, if you notice any points of interest, take a casual look. Don't make any effort to remember it, just rely on your subconscious to absorb it. Remember that your focus is learning that run. If you try to distract yourself with other things, you are going to try to take on too much information. Everybody has a capacity of information to take on board every day, and for most people, 4 runs is at the limit of that capacity. Here's the key to learning runs well. Every 4 or 5 roads or so, stop and revise and practice those 4 or 5 roads. Call them over. Reach a degree of fluency. It's important that you attempt to learn the run whilst you're out there. Never postpone the learning. So you practice the run whilst you're there.
Leave on left Green Lanes, right Highbury New Park, left Highbury Grove, right St Paul's Road. Leave on left Green Lanes, right Highbury New Park, left Highbury Grove, right St Paul's Road.
You want to be able to call those 4 roads fluently before you move on to the next 4. When you then move on to the next 4, you call all 8 roads, and then you get to the end of the run and you call the whole run through from start to finish. As you're doing this, it's going to enable you to see and feel the run in segments. You'll see the first 4, the second 4, the third 4, and so on. So the run becomes compartmentalized and easier for you to call over. Drive 4 or 5 roads each time. Don't drive more than that. Stop and learn those roads.
Leave on left Green Lanes, right and right Highbury New Park, left Highbury Grove, right St Paul's Road, left and right Highbury Corner, leave by Upper Street, right Barnsbury Street, left Milner Square, forward Milner Place, forward into Gibson Square.
When you're revising, look at the run, read what you need to say, and then look away. Don't hold your hand on the page and slide it down, uncovering each road at a time. That's using a visual memory trigger. You are not going to have that luxury. You want to use the sound memory trigger. You want to hear yourself say, leave on left Green Lanes, and that triggers the next words of right and right Highbury New Park. So don't do that technique. You can now move on to run number 2. You can look at your whiz links to give you a guide of how to get to run number 2, or just open your map book, figure out a route that you want to use to get to the beginning of run number 2. Don't need to remember any of that. You're just using it as a basic learning that subconsciously you might absorb some of that information. But again, you must remember your focus, your whole focus is trying to learn these 4 runs that day. Try as little as possible to confuse yourself by taking on extra data. These 4 runs are going to be as much as you can cope with. Get yourself to the start of the next run and then follow the process the same. Drive 4 roads every time, stop at 4 roads and learn those 4 roads. Drive another 4, add them together to make 8 and call those 8 roads. Get to the end of the run and make sure you can call the whole run through from start to finish nice and smoothly and fluently. If you can't, you stay there until you can. Before you move on to the 3rd run, call the 1st run and the 2nd run and see if you've got the fluency for both of them. And then do the 3rd run. Then do the 4th run. When you finish the 4th run, sit at the end of the 4th run. You must do it there. It's the best time. You're going to sit now and be able to call all 4 runs from start to finish. And you should be relatively smooth at calling all 4 runs. And then go home. When you go home, you now need to call all 4 runs. You should be able to call all 4 runs in under 4 minutes as a minimum standard. But hopefully you'll call all 4 runs in around 2 minutes. 30 seconds a run is a nice steady talking pace. That's it for this video. Look out for further videos. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please like the video and thank you for watching.